A CrossFit evangelist is apologizing after he took a photo at a Holocaust memorial and kind of did so in a disrespectful way. Now, the person in question here is Dave Driskell, and that's the picture that he posted on Instagram, and then he later took it down. He took that photo in Berlin, Germany, and apparently he was completely unaware of the fact that it was a Holocaust memorial. But he did get a lot of heat for it. A lot of the people who commented on that picture said it was disrespectful, and they were just disgusted at the fact that he would do a handstand in a place that is supposed to remember the victims of the Holocaust. Well, he has apologized for it. He did take down the post. And I guess the big question here is whether or not there was any ill intent, whether or not he should be forgiven for what he did. And I'm going to be forgiving, but we'll get to that in a second. Here's what he had to say. I'd like to apologize for any offense the last picture I posted has caused. I had a quick layover in Berlin today with a good friend, and we walked all around the city looking at and enjoying all the beauty it has to offer. We walked near this memorial not knowing what it was at the time. People were walking on the pillars, kids running around, people sitting on them. It was gorgeous and looked visually stunning. As with all things like this, I wanted a picture next to it, and I have been doing for years. So he's been taking pictures like this a lot, I guess. I took a handstand picture with it as the background. I truly did not know what the structure was. I feel completely terrible, as I would never purposely offend or disrespect this memorial had I known. That's only part of his apology. It was a very, very long apology. It was very, very remorseful for what happened.
Sure.
And for someone like me, I think intent matters more than anything else. Had he known that, look, he should have known it was a memorial. You should be a little more curious as to what this structure is or what these structures are. So it bothers me a little bit that he didn't look into it a little bit. But in his mind, it was just a beautiful place to take an artistic picture. I don't think that he had ill intent. I don't think that he meant to do anything bad. And also, it really depends on the environment around you. People do tend to just hang around there and not be respectful of the memorial. So he probably didn't realize what he was doing, considering how everyone else was acting around him. I don't know, maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
I'm Jewish, so obviously if I wanted to be offended by, his interaction with this Holocaust memorial, I could certainly pull the Jew card and do that. But I have no interest in that. I think he offered a sincere apology. Mm-hmm. It was a screw up. We all screw up. Now he has 67,000 some odd Instagram followers, so he was taken to task very quickly.
Right.
And it's clear that he feels horrible about it. This guy is not some raging anti-Semite. He, you got to handstand it to the guy. He really stuck his hands in it when he did this. But I will say that the memorial itself is not a heavy-handed, representation of the Holocaust in any way, shape. I've obviously seen Holocaust memorials where there's the shoes of the victims, or there's something that is very blatant. And the idea of this is that it's supposed to be interpretive of this memorial. And in fact, it's controversial. Some people, love it. Some people hate it. But the way people interact with it is a fluid, dynamic thing. There are people, and according to him and other people, observers who've been to this memorial, people are sitting and drinking and hanging out, and there's a lot of different, so if this memorial is really seen as a place that's alive, right, that you interact with, then, doing the handstand and taking a picture, the problem is he never acknowledged where he was, which is, like you said, he didn't do the research. Right. If he had said, I'm doing this handstand in celebration of life and the value of life and in memory of Holocaust victims or whatever, that would have been a different situation. Right. I don't think I necessarily would recommend that. But again, CrossFit cult aside, if that's how you want to, celebrate, and remembrance is always the most important thing. With any,
right.
that is the call of the Holocaust survivors, is we need to remember this. So he just did not remember to, and didn't know to acknowledge where he was. That's a screw up, but I don't think he deserves any sort of long-term scar
punishment
on his punishment. No, come on, give me a break. His apology was so sincere.
We put up a poll on our TYT app. If you don't have the TYT app, super easy to download. Just go to the App Store and type in TYT. You'll find it immediately. We asked you guys, a CrossFit leader and evangelist is being criticized for posting a picture of himself doing a handstand on a Holocaust memorial. Is this offensive? 57% of you actually disagree with us. You say, yes, it is offensive.
But
And-
I feel like it needs to have the caveat that he didn't know.
yeah.
That's the difference. He did not know where he was.
See, the unfortunate thing about these polls is we don't have enough room to ask you a super detailed, nuanced question. So given the information that you know now, please go ahead and chime in. Tell us what you think. You can comment on the poll. You can vote in the poll. We do read them and we do respond to them.